All right, everybody, what is going on? I know that it has been literally months since I have posted a new video on this channel. For those of you guys that follow me in the Discord, make sure that you check the link down in the description below for that. I have been moving. I've been dealing with cancer. I've been dealing with a whole bunch of stuff. If you guys want more details on that, I chat more openly about that stuff in the Discord, but that's not really the reason for the video today. Today, I am very excited to announce an official partnership as well as a sponsored video series by BingX.com. This video being sponsored by BingX.com and their amazing trading platform. Whether you're on the go or at home, trading indices or Bitcoin, you can do all of this on their mobile app and feel safe and secure while doing it with industry-grade exchange security. They offer hundreds of pairings across futures, spot trading, as well as copy trading. So make sure that you check the link in the description below to claim up to a $4,000 deposit bonus for new users and get started today. So guys, this is going to be the first video in that series. So to start off with, I'm going to just kind of feature the exchange, show you guys what they offer in more detail, how to create an account real quickly, just like some overviews of steps, depositing, withdrawing, some of the pairings that they offer and the features. They have some pretty unique charting features, which I actually really like. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, guys, so here we are. Obviously, you're going to bring up your browser. Obviously, that's Firefox, Chrome, Brave browser, whatever you like to use, Safari or whatever if you're on Mac, and then just simply go to BingX.com, okay? I am going to take my video off of the left side of the screen just so that it doesn't obstruct anything because if I'm recording something, it's going to be a pain in the ass for me to go back and edit that out later. So I'm just going to disappear. Okay, so main page of BingX.com. And obviously they're featuring their social trading network right now. So that's going to involve a lot of the copy trading stuff. So I am currently not set up on there yet. However, I do plan to be. I am going to be doing that soon as well, but we'll go over all of that stuff in just a minute. Now, on their main site, if you're just going to BingX.com to register, they do have bonuses of up to $100. However, as I mentioned, they've allowed for my users for up to a $4,000 deposit bonus. So definitely check that out. Again, link is in the description below, okay? So on the main page, just basically a summary of everything. They've got some pairings listed here with what they're doing, percentages of, how much they've gone up and down, and all of those kinds of things. They've got all those listed out for you. So just some basic information, also information about that app that I mentioned and that was featured during the little ad reel that I did. So if you guys do trading on the go or you trade from mobile, or that's just your thing and you prefer to trade from mobile, definitely make sure that you get your hands on that. The app is super, super simple to use, very, very easy. And I find that it actually works better than a lot of the other apps out there. Some of the other ones for like Binance and FTX tend to be a little more complicated, or every time you log into it, it's got some update that you have to download. It just seems to work for me. I've never had any actual issues with it. So once you have an account, and you guys know what's involved with that. Also, if you are located in a region where you're not actually able to register account, if you don't already have a VPN, again, check the links in the description below. I've got a link in there. So if you're trying to test out this exchange and you don't have a VPN, you don't want to pay for one, the link in the description, it'll give you a free VPN for 30 days. It's all through private internet access. I've used them for years. It's just a good additional layer of security in addition to whatever kind of internet security or antivirus that you have on your computer. Again, this is the crypto space, and it's always best to be as secure as possible. Once you make an account, you'll go over here to log in after you verify everything. So this is my email here. I don't really need to blur any of that out. Okay, this is just kind of like a demo account to be showing you guys. Now, one thing I'm going to feature here is when I go to log in, right, it's going to ask me to verify my login. So I'm not going to type this, obviously, for security purposes. But there are, if you do forget your Google Authenticator code or whatever kind of two-factor authentication, app that you use, whether it's on PC or mobile, you can still log in. They have other security options here. So if I click email verification and click OK, it'll select the email that you've got the account registered under. You click send. it'll tell you that it sent you a code. And then all you do is wait for your little code to pop up in the email box, which mine was actually super fast. And then you just go ahead and type that in and you're good to go and you're logged in. Okay. So that's pretty much as easy as it gets in terms of creating an account and getting set up. Very basic information. You can choose to do it by phone number. I personally don't like doing that, although I do have my phone number registered on their account. However, you can do it just via email as well. So pretty flexible, and you can get that done in whichever way that you prefer. So one of the most really awesome things about this exchange that I want to get into is when you actually start getting over to derivatives, right? So I'm going to talk about derivatives a little more than anything else during this video, just because most people are trading with leverage, or they're just depositing a smaller amount and then, taking advantage of leverage so that they're not using leverage on like their main big accounts. So if we go over here to derivatives and look at perpetual futures, this is kind of what the exchange looks like here. Okay. So obviously this defaulted to Bitcoin on the 4-hour chart. I think this memorized the last time frame that I had it on. Now, these guys do utilize trading view charts. Okay. Obviously you've got the depth chart up here as well. If you guys really want to look at that, most people don't use it, but it is there if you want it. So you're going to notice that there is a very, very similar layout here to what you're normally used to on any exchange. If you've never traded on a crypto exchange before, this is pretty much what most exchanges look like. However, I really like the dark theme on this. It looks really good. It's super easy on the eyes. The order book is very, very reactive here in terms of like showing you the orders that are coming in. And obviously, since it's trading view charts, all of these charts are fully customizable. If you right click and go to settings, you can change everything. Your appearance, if you want the lines, the horizontal lines and not, and whatever stuff like that. You can take those off if you want. Pretty much your standard, kind of trading view style options, because these are trading view charts. So you can go ahead, you can add, whatever indicators you want for, if you're looking for, like exponential moving averages and you want to throw that on there. Very simple to do, just like you would on any other exchange. You can change that, change the colors, and just kind of make it however, you're comfortable doing your charts. So pretty standard. And then over here, obviously, so I only have money in my spot account right now. I don't have money in my derivatives account. You will have to transfer money. You do have, so when you deposit, you've got like your margin and your spot and your futures account and stuff. So you'll deposit money to your main account. And then you can easily just swap or, take however many funds you want and divvy those up into your other accounts. I'll show you that in just a second here. But just to go over really quickly, you do get the option of either isolated margin or cross margin. I normally don't recommend using cross margin. It's a lot riskier. Those of you that are more, like risk oriented and have a good risk management strategy, you guys know exactly why you wouldn't be using cross margin. But I normally stick to isolated margin. You can change it for short or long over here. There's a little clicky button, or you can just type it and say, okay, I want 50x long. I want, 20x for the short side and stuff like that. Okay. So to transfer funds over here, all you would simply do is just click transfer and it'll bring you to this page. And then you would just simply select, whichever account you're transferring from, whether it's your futures account or your base fund account, which I just mentioned. And then you can, transfer it to the correct account here. So that's how you would do that. It's very short and sweet, very simple to do. You've got your open and close buttons. So this is actually a little easier to deal with, in my opinion, than some other exchanges. And I like the way that this is laid out. So quite simply, you would select either limit or market. And if you're opening or closing a trade, so let's say you wanted to open a short here, right? You're opening a trade. So the button is always going to be green up here for that, right? But you're going to open a trade and you would select, let's say you wanted a market order. Obviously, you can't change the price. You would enter in your quantity of Bitcoin, say you wanted, to open an order for, 0.1 Bitcoin or whatever. And then you would simply just say, okay, sell short. Okay. And it'll open up your position. Obviously, all the positions will be shown on the chart and all of that stuff, right? You can also select this button to take profit or stop losses ahead of time. So again, pretty easy to figure this out, right? For example purposes, if we were opening that short, obviously we would be taking profit. It would have to be a long, right, in order to take profit on that. So you can set it either by percentage, or you can set it by actual price. Okay, so there are ways to do that. And then obviously you can set your stop loss down here as well. It'll tell you what your estimated liquidation price is and all of that stuff. I prefer to just do mine manually. So if I was opening a market short, then I would just come over here to close limits. And then I would just place my limits manually. That's just me. That's the way that I like to do it. So, and then down here, obviously you've got all of your account information for your perpetuals account. So, it'll tell your equity, if you're in a position, your unrealized P&L. Obviously if you're in a position, your available margin will change. It tells you how much your current position's margin is in total, and things like that. So frozen margin, that is basically going to be how much margin is required for you to leave open the perpetual futures position. And then just below that will be the actual margin rate, which would be the funding rate based on your position size and how much margin you need for that. Okay, so it tells you right here, even in this little pop-up window, what the mathematical formula is for that, which is the equity divided by your position size and frozen margin and leverage. And that's your margin rate. Okay, so that is pretty much it for the actual perpetual side of things. Let's switch over to the standard futures. And I want to show you guys some features with this as well. So for standard futures, now, again, keep in mind, these are not going to be perpetual. Okay. This just your standard normal futures. Okay. So it is going to be a little different over here. Again, you get the option to either use cross margin or isolated margin here. And it'll notify you up top once that has been changed. Normally it's very quick. You can actually minimize all of this stuff over here. I'll get to these buttons in a second. But it's pretty much the same layout, right? So you can choose your limit or trigger order. Trigger order is, in this case, is just going to reference limit order. And obviously you can pick long or short. You can type in how much position size you want, or you can just type it in manually here. You can also manually select how much leverage you want, up to about 125x leverage, but that's kind of suicidal in my opinion. I would never use that much. I normally never use above 5x leverage. But anyway, it's obviously at your own discretion. This isn't financial advice. But again, down here, you also have options to set your take profit when placing an order, as well as a stop loss. So you can take advantage of that as well. Okay, so you can switch it to by price, just like you can on the other side as well. Or you can do it by percentage and just say, okay, I want to take my first profit at 5% or whatever. I want to take profit at 10%, and things like that. And you can just kind of, put all of these things in as you're placing your actual order. So it would be the same thing for a short position. Same thing. You get the same options down here. So no different there. And again, if you needed to transfer money into your futures account, you simply click this button, transfer money from your fund account to your futures account. And that is basically it. If you've noticed, I've been doing all of this in real time. This exchange is super snappy. In general, I've never had issues with exchange lag. So far, I haven't seen any issues with orders not triggering or limits not filling or stop, especially stop market orders, like not triggering. Or you remember the classic BitMEX, oh my God, the order can't go through and things like that. That's not really an issue here with this exchange. So moving on, one of the more cool features that I really like about this exchange is if you are not currently trading or you just want to be monitoring price action of multiple pairings, you can actually do that now. So they actually have a better license with TradingView that allows them to do this. And you can actually bring up a 4-chart graph. I think you have to have like a Pro or Pro Plus or Premium account to be able to do this on TradingView. On their exchange, you can do this for free and just leave up 4 charts on your screen here and just not really have to worry about anything. So you can obviously, again, you can, change the pairings of each of these. Okay, so you can change this one. You just click that and you say, hey, I want to take a look at algo on this one. I want to look at ENJ on this one. I want to look at Solana on this one. We'll keep this one at Bitcoin. So it'll load up all those charts for you. And then that's pretty much it. So, let's say you wanted to take a trade on algo, right? Like you see this moving, you can switch all of these to individual timeframes and stuff. Let's say algo, it looks like it's moving. It broke this high. I want to place some limit orders to be buying retests of these EMAs here. You simply click trade now. It brings up a new tab. Okay, so it won't redirect you from your charts. It'll bring up a separate tab with the full algo trading chart, and then you can simply place your order here. Very, very easy, very smooth. Obviously, doing this in real time, it's very quick, very snappy, very responsive. You can set this up for double charts, triple charts, or quad charts. I think that is an absolutely awesome feature that they have here. There aren't very many trading platforms and exchanges that actually offer you to be able to be doing this. I'm not sure if Binance does. I know that FTX, where I'm moving all of my funds over from, does not. So I'm definitely going to be making use of this because then I don't have to have a separate tab up with my TradingView charts. I can just kind of replicate my chart layouts over here and just leave this up on the exchange and then not have to, use a whole bunch of system resources to have a million tabs open. So I know that I said that for beginner traders, they have tons and tons of information on their own, just listed on their own exchange on this site. So if you come up here and you click the learn button and go to the BingX Academy, you can pretty much search for whatever you want. And they've got all of their articles listing. It's super awesome here that they have all of this information for you. It's actually pretty good content too. I went ahead and took a look at some of the videos and checked them out. They're actually very informative and they're quick and to the point. So if you're not sure on something and you're a beginner, I would definitely recommend doing your due diligence and researching exactly how leverage works and your account security and KYC. And they have more information on more in-depth like beginner's guides, how to deposit and withdraw and all of that good stuff. So very, very good and very informative here. And I think the last thing that I'm going to go over is the actual copy trade feature that they have. So this is something that's been kind of exploding in popularity lately across a lot of different exchanges. I know that Prime XBT, I think, had this first, but a lot of other exchanges are doing this now. And it's really handy for if you want to, I guess, just separate some of the funds in your account off that you're not trading with, or let's say you want to allocate a certain amount of profits and just say, hey, look at these conservative traders, they separate them all, right? So again, they do have an entire help center just focused around copy trading. So all of the basic, trader introductions and things like that you need to be able to get started on this, they have a separate page for all of that. But in general, you can come over here and let's say, okay, let's look at Rob Booker, right? So you can click on him and, you can see literally all of their information. Like it's an actual portfolio overview of everything, their risk, weekly profits. It breaks everything down, how they have their portfolios allocated, their ROI and cumulative earnings, like literally everything that you could possibly ask for. I love that you can go over here and you can sort this by okay, what did they do this week? Okay, they're up. What did they do in the last 3 months, for the quarter? Oh, okay, they're up and just kind of, stagnating here. It looks like they reached another plateau. But then you can come over here and you can actually look at their physical trade history and it tells you everything. I absolutely love how much data BingX provides for their authorized copy traders, because this is extremely important, right? Like if you're going to copy trade somebody, you want to know exactly I want to see their trade history. I want to see their cumulative P&L. I want to see how many, how their portfolio is split up. How do they have their balanced, how they have their portfolio balanced? How much risk on average do they take? How many copiers do they have? All of that information and more is all listed on this page. And that's really, really awesome. So kudos to BingX for actually having and focusing a lot on their copy trade platform, because this is probably one of the most advanced ones that I have seen out of any exchange that even offers this. All right, guys. So that pretty much does it for the video. I hope that you like the exchange tutorial, and I really hope that you get started on the exchange as well. Again, links are down in the description below for up to a $4,000 deposit bonus for this exchange. I'm extremely happy to be partnered with them and start this new series of educational videos centered around the BingX exchange. So stay tuned. I'm going to have another video in another week or two. Stay tuned for that. And until next time, happy trading.